Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of r/Entitled Parents. In today's episode, EM thinks family bathroom is only for her and baby. You chose to wait for career and marriage to have a kid. Untitled Karen keeps telling her son to pet my service dog. Before we get started, make sure to subscribe so you will never miss a video. So let's get started. EM thinks family bathroom is only for her and baby. Yesterday, I, 37F, got off a plane in the US and rushed to the airport bathroom. I have radiation colitis from cancer treatment and am prone to diarrhea/incontinence. I had a small accident while deplaning, but was trying to hold the rest until I got to the bathroom. Not the first time this has happened, and I carry clean clothes and wipes with me whenever I travel. Anyway, I noticed a long line at the women's bathroom and saw that the family care bathroom was vacant and no one around looking to use it, so I stepped inside. I hear screaming behind me, but ignore it because it's a busy airport and thought nothing of it. As I'm closing the door behind me, a woman carrying a baby literally puts her hand/body between the door and opens the door, and the following interaction occurs. Angry EM, excuse me, this is a family restroom. This is not for you. Me, trying to hold in the rest of my shit, sorry, you'll have to wait. M, we need to use this bathroom. Me, not that this is any of your business, but I have a disability. EM, what disability? She's still preventing me from closing the door with her body/hands, while holding a baby, mind you, and literally would not let go, still screaming, what disability? She still held on. I overpowered her and pushed her back with the door, then pulled the door closed and locked it. You don't have a monopoly on family restrooms, which need a completely different title altogether, IMO, and you don't get to harass a literal cancer patient because you chose to reproduce. I hope she and her baby shit their pants like I did. I don't mean to laugh at this situation, but the ending was hilarious. I hope they shit themselves. Finally, a bad situation I can harmlessly wish on people I don't like. As someone who just admitted to shitting her pants, it's okay to laugh at situations involving pants shitting. My husband and I utilized family bathrooms after I had abdominal surgeries and had trouble cleaning myself and pulling my pants down and back up during recovery. Those bathrooms were a huge help when we were out. Perfect use of a family restroom. My husband had to help me for a while after spine surgery, and I was afraid to go out in public for fear of needing the bathroom because I couldn't bend for quite a while after and didn't want to risk it in a public bathroom. I wish I had thought of family bathrooms. That would have been a game changer. This is actually what they are for people with disabilities who need help. They just named them family to protect people's privacy. Those rooms are an accommodation, not a reservation. Good for you. Ambulatory wheelchair user here, sick of people policing which demographics can use an extra space bathroom. You know your guts, I know my spine, none of their business. Best wishes for your health, OP. I have scarring from shrapnel and a kit I often use. Not something I want to do in the handicapped stall of a crowded bathroom. The UK has been the worst for this as they require a radar key and I have to request an attendant open it for me. I get a hard time from parents a few times a month in public restrooms. I now just don't engage. Have you requested your own radar key? If you get in touch with Disability UK or Blue Badge Scheme or your local council, then I am sure you would be provided with one. Good luck. An old woman kicked off at my granddad for using a disabled toilet at a supermarket when he was undergoing treatment for bladder cancer. His response was to unhook the full bag of piss he was going in there to deal with and put it in her hands before closing the door behind himself. Parents are the most entitled bunch. That and brides planning their wedding and wedding activities. And sometimes single mothers who ask for free things, as in I need new plumbing but I'm a single mother so can someone do it for free? I see so many requests for help that start with that I'm a single mother line. You should have let them in, then proceeded to drop a thermonuclear duck in front of them. I can all but guarantee that they would have been more embarrassed than you. That crossed my mind, but it felt better to push her out of the way. I don't know about that. Entitled people tend not to have much self-awareness. The woman would have complained about OP making the bathroom unusable. Family bathrooms are there for everyone. The only difference is that a family restroom is bigger and has more amenities for people with young children, changing tables, bins dedicated for diapers, etc. They're also cleaner on average. They're also first come first serve, and if there's a line for the bathroom, people are free to use them. Hell, I used one when I was in Toronto traveling to Singapore 7 years ago. No one said squat. You were there first, the other bathrooms were occupied/had a line. Her argument has no leg to stand on. You chose to wait for career and marriage to have a kid. My husband and I recently bought our first house. This couldn't possibly have happened any later because of shit like this. We lived in a gentrified apartment complex. Now, we had one Section 8 dweller, EM, with one child, EK. They were there because they had been there before the complex changed owners and was gentrified. So while my husband and I, and every other tenant was paying $950 a month for a 2-bedroom, EM and EK were sitting pretty in said $950 a month apartment at the expense of the American taxpayers. This is only one of many incidents, and I may share more in the future. Background: my daughter was 3 and had finally potty trained. We used the nappy pirate method to incentivize her towards success. So when successfully potty training, the nappy pirates took all of her baby stuff, diapers, wipes, diaper bags, changing table, ECT, and exchanged it for a bright red Minnie Mouse bike with training wheels and matching safety gear. We went outside for our first ride. After decking her out in her safety gear, I turned to help her onto her bike. Just one problem: the bike is gone. My daughter, with tears in her eyes, points and yells, "Mommy, look, EK took my bike." Sure as shit, pedaling down the walkway is EK on my daughter's brand new bike. Now, I am Irish and was raised in an Irish community. It was not uncommon when I was a child to have a neighbor take me by an ear when I was acting an ass and deliver me to my parents, who were instantly cross. So, I went to EK, took them off of the bike and took them to their mother. This was the exchange. Me, EK took my daughter's bike without asking. EM, they did ask. Me, who? EK did not ask my daughter, or me. EM, EK asked me, and I said it was okay. Me, WTF? Who do you think you are, giving EK permission to take the property of others without asking? Are you seriously teaching your daughter to be a thief? EM, whoa, don't insult my child. Me, I'm not insulting EK, I am insulting your parenting methods. EM, well, if you don't want EK to play with your daughter's things, you shouldn't flaunt them in front of them. Why can't you make your daughter take turns with EK? Me, because it is my daughter's property, and to teach her the concepts of ownership and autonomy, I don't tell her what to do with her belongings. EM, well, turns would just cause them to argue anyway. Why don't you give EK that bike and get your kid a new one? Me, you're kidding, right? EM, no, you and your husband both work. You can afford it. Then they'll both have the same thing and they won't argue. Me, that's gonna be a no. You see, my husband and I are only obligated to provide for our child, not EK too. EM, turns to EK, see, EK. T's mommy and daddy are snobby and selfish. They don't understand that some people choose to be mommies instead of choosing college and careers before family. Me, sad face, turns to EK, exactly, EK. Mr. Octopus and I got educations and developed careers so we could provide for T, my daughter. So, because you did that, you're better than me? It is your responsibility to take care of the less fortunate, like EK and me. Me, no, it's not. Well, not past what my taxes provide for you. I walk away to her, grumbling under her breath while telling EK they could not go out to play while my daughter was outside. While this exchange was occurring, T was outside with Mr. Octopus happily petting the bike she earned. Hun. 2 BDRM gentrified apartment in the US for $950 per MO in this market? Where is that? Waterloo, Iowa? ETA, I see the responses and want to highlight, again, that one word. Gentrified. There's a lot wrong with this post, and that is a big one. Why did you pick Waterloo, Iowa? Just curious, as I'm from close to there. There are two entitled parents in this story. You are not any less entitled for your elitism. The neighbor was in the wrong, but your attitude about her existence doesn't make you any better. No kidding. While Opie is at least aware enough to know that the complex was gentrified, that doesn't mean they can look down on someone having less fortunate circumstances. We don't know what EM's situation is to need Section 8 housing. Maybe she is escaping abuse, or she's a widow after a sudden tragedy, or got kicked out for getting pregnant. None of these excuse the fact that EK took the bike without asking Opie or Opie's daughter, but you could practically feel the condescension in Opie's post. How dare you act like you're a better parent than me? The fact you give your brat permission to steal makes you a bad parent, so yes. EM set the bar so low my uncle could jump it, and he's wheelchair bound. No one has the right to borrow your child's bike without permission. That being said, you're trashy too for the way you speak about lower income neighbors. Opie didn't act trashy to the neighbors because they were low income, from handouts. She was reacting to a nasty, entitled, thieving neighbor who was setting a terrible example to her child that you don't need to work for what you want. You just have to take it from those who have it. As the kids say, the neighbor started it. This needs more upvotes. I, for some reason, doubt that Opie is completely innocent in this neighborly feud. Hells, this post feels like rage bait emo. Either way, no one has the right to use someone else's property. And no one has the right to lay hands on someone else's child. Opie is lucky the other mom didn't call cops. But you had so much, and they had so little. How dare you not provide for your less fortunate neighbor? /S. I don't want to. You can't make me. I'm surprised she only had one kid. Or maybe the others are taken care of by others. Untitled Karen keeps telling her son to pet my service dog. So for context, I have a 1-year-old psychiatric service dog in training. Me and my friend went to a big Walmart with my service dog. We walked to the craft aisle so I could get some paint. I overhear a mom talking to her kid about my dog. She said, kid's name, you should go pet that puppy, it looks sweet. I turn around and say, sorry, she is a working dog and can't be pet. The mom then replies, but my son is just a kid and he wants to pet your dog. This is how the rest of the convo went. Me, to kid, sorry, she is a working dog, honey, and petting her could really distract her. The mom, can you let it slide once for him? Me, no, I'm so sorry, she is working. Maybe if you see me outside when she is of duty, you can pet her. I then grab my paint and me and my friend start walking away. I can hear the mom behind me telling her kid that it's okay, I will let you pet that dog. I start laughing with my friend about it and we go to look for sensory toys. When we get to the aisle, I put my dog in a downstate between my legs to give me personal space behind me. My friend then taps on my shoulder and said, girl, the Karen followed us. I turn around and see her down the aisle looking at the shelf and her kid's eyes were locked on my dog. I grab my thing I was looking for and then my dog jumps forward and turns around. I look back to see the kid and lose it and yell, "I told you not to pet my dog, kid." The kid starts crying and runs to his mom. My friend tells me to calm down. Then I say, "No, I told this kid not to pet my dog." My dog tells me to sit to calm down, so I start walking away when the mom yells to me while making a kid cry over a stupid dog. So muture, I yell back, "Yeah, I told you, and your kid no petting." I turn and walk away. I give my friend my card and tell her to check out him going to the car to calm down. When she gets to the car, she says that was unnecessary and it's just a kid petting your dog, it's not like she is medical alert. I turned to her stunned she would say that, and the drive home was silent. I told my friends and family what happened and they said I was being over dramatic and should just let the kid pet my dog. Added, it was not my mom and dad that said I was wrong, it was aunt, uncles, and other. Also, my dog would never bite someone. People need to learn no is a complete sentence. Even in training, depending on where you live, it is a crime to touch a service animal. Had the dog been past training and guarding someone with, let's say, seizures, the child petting the dog can and will distract them and they could potentially miss a cue. That would then cause a medical emergency. Your friend needs to look up service animal laws and educate themselves before accusing you of being dramatic. You did the right thing, and I hope that woman never distracts a service animal and causes an emergency. I also hope the child learns not to touch service animals. LOL, that crime will go nowhere in the real world. Show an example of someone who's been tried and convicted of this crime. Wow. To get through to your family and friends, a service dog is considered a medical device. You wouldn't walk up to someone with a wheelchair or oxygen tank and insist on playing with them because they are necessary medical devices. The same thing with service dogs when they are on duty. They cannot be distracted from their job/person. Even by a cute little kid that just wants to pet him, her. Depending on what the dog is trained for, that distraction could potentially be deadly if it comes at the wrong time. I love all dogs, but I made sure to stay clear of SD and their people. They have important work to do. I've read several stories on here where people insist on getting people's wheelchairs to play with. So unfortunately, they do that. You did not overreact. I would have been much more firm. People with service dogs should train them to bare their teeth and growl to the command, "Look. It's a Karen." You didn't overreact. We're getting a service dog for my son who has a seizure disorder and is hard of hearing, and I will not tolerate anyone distracting his dog when he's working, as it could be harmful to my son. I had a Norwich Terrier who was uber cute. Moms consistently sent their kids to pet him. I would say, "Please don't pet him." If they argued with me, I would say, "Please don't pet him unless you want to get bit." That usually stopped them. If you made it to the end of the video, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share, and we will see you in the next video.